In January of 2022, Billboard announced new album sales rules they would be following. Many of these new rules are set in place to narrow data from single customer sales and not bundles. With these new rules taking place going forward, I wanted to make a video since I started covering sales for artists. Everyone may not be fully aware too, which may change how people view artist sales. The official chart rules can be found on Single Music, which reflect what rules Billboard follows. The link to the rules will be in the description. They make updates to the page every few days. Starting off with bulk rules, no matter how many copies are purchased or streamed on digital, it only counts as one sale for one user. It also mentions that this rule does not have any time limitations, so no matter if you go back and add another sale digitally later on, it only counts as that one sale. I do find that rule interesting because in physical, more purchases count, which we will talk more about. It takes about 1,500 streams to equal one album sale. Now, adding on limitations of one sale digitally has decreased the album sales output from artists. I understand where this is coming from on singling in on the user, but the rules are not the same for physical sales. For physical sales, it is stated that a fan can purchase up to 4 physical copies that count towards sales. Multiple sales between 4 and 9 will revert back to 4. Anything over 10 physical copies per user won't count towards any sales. This is where it makes more sense to set limits and focus on sales per user. So as this does decrease album sales from artists, this is closing in on the actual number of users buying music. The new ruling does leave a gap though between reported sales and money earned by an artist, since a fan can still buy 25 albums on release. The second part of this ruling is for merchandise and ticket album bundles. The bundling album sales rules have been around because of the high sales produced from bundling an album with other products. No album sales are counted for bundling an album with merchandise. The only way that it can be counted is if it is a physical copy, most likely signed too. This technique with digital copies was a big way to increase sales. It makes sense that only physical copies would be counted in this case because the user is looking to buy merchandise or tickets. What is interesting is that bundling the album with an NFT does not count towards any sales. We have seen this as a growing way to increase artist-to-fan connection, so it had to be mentioned in this ruling. There are some other rules towards incentivizing purchases. This means that sales do not count if there are special discounts to increase sales or upselling additional music. Once again, putting the focus more towards actual full album sales of one user. These new sales do create a more accurate picture of how many people are buying an artist's music. It does decrease reported album sales substantially because of the limitations, but it makes sense when focusing on one user. Like I mentioned, it does create a gap between reported album sales and money earned from an artist, but they are still making the same as they would if these sales were recorded. Now when you see these higher first week sales, you know sales were from high individual listeners and not bundles or bulk purchases. These are the new rules to how album sales are recorded on Billboard in 2022. It will be interesting to see how these changes continue to impact the music industry. What are your thoughts on focusing more towards one-to-one album sales? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.